Hey, what's up Hawkeye fam? Welcome back to another episode of Hawkeye Fishing. If you're new to the channel and enjoy bass fishing, make sure you go down and hit that subscribe button. If you love frog fishing, make sure you go down there and smash that like button. Well, today we're going to be talking about the different types of frogs and the different types of modifications you can make to increase your hookups. Also, if you skip ahead a little bit, there's actual frog fishing in this video. But first, how do you choose a frog to buy? Well, for me, I usually look at the body and the plastic. If it's soft, where it moves real easy, and that hookup ratio is going to be extremely good, where the body gets out of the way of the hooks, then I usually go for it. This is the Z-Man hollow body frog. It's been doing work. If you've been watching my videos, it's all tore up from all the fish I've caught on it. I keep the colors extremely simple: white, black, and a natural color. First thing I do though when I get a new frog is I usually cut the skirt and bend the hooks if it needs it. The Z-Man, I have not bent the hooks. They're riding right on top, so it's completely weedless, but the plastic is so soft that it doesn't even take a lot for it to get hooked. So you can tell the difference on this one. See how the hooks are bent out? And these ones are still into the side of the body. You bend them out because it helps you increase your chances of hooking up with the fish. That catch is extremely easy like that. I don't even have to bend the body. I'm already catching the hooks. But most of the time this is going over the top of water and over the top of the muck and scum. So you're not gonna get hung up on anything. Even timber, I'll go over timber real easy. But every now and again, it will flip and get caught up on all kinds of scum, algae, timber, and then that'll ruin your day real fast and probably make you hate frog fishing. This is a lunker hunt. Never really had much luck with it. If you can see, the legs stop it from moving freely, so the hookup ratio isn't very good, but they do have a little shocker hook here, a little trailer hook, but never really had much luck with this guy. Comment below if you guys have, if I'm just not fishing it right. This is a river to seas, one of my favorite ones. If you can see the hooks, what I like about these so much is the hooks are very thick and strong, and they're pointed straight up. They're not pointed, I don't know if you guys could tell. See how these ones are pointed off to the side at an angle? These ones are pointed straight up. That'll help you increase your hookup ratio. The plastic's not as soft as that one, but still doesn't move as freely, but still gets the job done. Let's take this one out so I can show you guys some of the modifications I make. Brand new frog. First thing I always do is I flip it to trim. So I forgot that I had already taken this one out and trimmed it, but normally what I do is I flip it upside down like this, take the scissors and trim one side if I want to walk it. Having one side longer than the other while you're walking it helps it kick it one way and kick it back the other way, because one side's going to be fighting a lot less, so it's just gonna go bam, 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 bam. But usually, this is how all my frogs look. Flip it, same side. That's usually how I cut it right there. I just flip it upside down. Yeah, I just flip it upside down, trim it. Reason I do that is you really want the bass to focus in on the body and the hooks. If it has these long legs just moving around in the water, it might just go up and completely hit the legs or the skirt and miss the whole body altogether. Because a lot of times it's a reaction strike, so you're bringing it across the algae and then you have these holes in the water of where the bass are just sitting there waiting for something to go over the top of it, and you bring that across it and stop on the edge, and the bass sees these legs floating around back here. It might just have a reaction strike for the legs because that's what it's attracting it to. That's why I trim it, so it doesn't really give the bass an option. The reaction strike goes to the body. Bend the hooks. That'll be the second modification I make, is you grab it down here. You don't want to grab the barb. I don't know if you guys can see the barb. You don't want to bend that, so you grab it right below that. And you don't want to bend back, you want to move the frog, and that'll pull it back. That's all you do. Now that one's a little bit more bent out. That'll increase my hookup ratio since this plastic's a little bit more stiff. The hooks are pointed up. My third modification I make is adding weight. A lot of people don't know this, but if you turn the frog this way, you don't want to pull too hard on it, but this little hole back here, you can actually put BBs in there. Maybe. There you go. And the reason you do this is I'll make it a little bit heavier for casting. Since I'm a bank angler, you know, casting is everything. I'll help you get to those harder reach areas. And I'll make it a little heavier to really mess with the mat of algae, so that fish really sees it. I usually put 3 or 4 in there. Flip it back. And also, it makes a little rattle now. Now the bass know where it's at. So the 3 modifications I always make, most of the time I make on a frog, is I trim the skirt, bend the hooks, and I add BBs to make it heavier and give it a little bit of a rattle. Alright, the knot I usually use to tie on the frog, can't remember the name of it, but I just bend it like so, put it through, tie a knot, open it up, the loop, put it through, put some saliva, cinch it down. That's a strong knot. I've never had one come off. Cut it, not too close to the knot, but close enough. Like so. I use a 40-pound braid. 7-foot heavy fast action. This says it's for frogs, Carolina rigs, heavy jigs, swim baits. This is a Enigma Fishing HPT. Again, heavy, 7-foot heavy fast action for frogs. I don't know if you guys could see that. And I got, I think it's a 7-to-1 lose speed spool, tournament speed spool on here. And that's my frogging setup right there. A few tips on how to retrieve a frog. Oh, man. Well, there's fish number 1 on our frog. Fish number 1 on a frog. Right when I was about to give you guys some tips. Not the biggest one, but I'll take it. But what I was gonna say was, there's a ton of different ways you could retrieve a frog. You could retrieve it fast. You could retrieve it slow. You could pop it where it looks, so it's looking like it's chugging along. You could walk it. These are great for walking. I just kind of fill out the situation and see how it's gonna be and which style I need to do. That time I hit it as soon as it hit the water, so I didn't even have to do anything. There's another fish right there. Look at that. Man, he really, really wanted it. Look at that. Let's get the release. Not very deep. There we go. Let's get it back out there. There's another little guy. These guys are probably pushing 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds though, so they're not little, but they're not big. Man, got this guy super good. Ooh, close. Look at that. Oh, so close. Look at that. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but I almost had a hook in my finger right there. Heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Another decent fish. Man, what can I tell you guys? Frog fishing is the best. There's another one. Just gotta remember when you're setting that hook, if you're having trouble hitting it with that hook, setting it, gotta wait a second. Wait, I always count to 2 in my head, and then I set it. I mean, these guys aren't monsters, but still super fun to catch them. I can't tell if this is a good one or it's stuck on a bunch of stuff. It's stuck on a bunch of stuff. Not a bad one. And it had like 2 pounds of weeds on it. It made it feel like a 4-pounder. Not a bad one.